Hi, I'm Troy from Studio 33 Guitar Lessons. The video you're about to watch is an excerpt from one of our courses called the Kickstarter series. Kickstarter is a multi-level course designed for beginner all the way to intermediate and advanced. If you like this video, you can get the full course at our website, studio33guitarlessons.com. Also, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching. So far, all the playing that we've been doing has been with downstrokes. As we strum the guitar, we've only been playing the strings on the way down. Now we're going to be adding in what's called upstrokes. And upstrokes have a way of smoothing out your strum, making it sound a little bit more musical and less rigid. The important part about upstrokes is that we don't generally strum all of the strings. We usually focus on just the highest 2 or 3 strings for the upstroke. Let me show you what that looks like. So for our G major chord, when we do a down strum, you know that I've talked before about making sure that you come into contact with the guitar so that you get all 6 strings. But when we do an upstroke, we don't want to go across all 6 strings. That sounds a little bit funny. What we normally do is we concentrate on just getting the top 2, maybe 3 strings. So it'll sound like this. So combined with a down strum, it would sound like this. The technique involved with upstrokes does involve a little bit more of a flick of the wrist. So it's not so much just the arm movement like it is with the down strokes. You have a little bit more of a wrist action. So you're catching the top couple of strings, 2 or 3, and you're kind of flicking them out a little bit. So your hand is not coming straight up and we're not coming into contact with the top of the guitar like we were when we did the reverse. We're just kind of flicking the top 2 or 3 strings. The other important thing about upstrokes is knowing when to use them and when not to. Now there's no real rules about this, but there are some guidelines that seem to work best. One of the main things is that upstrokes generally happen on 8th notes, and they usually happen on the and. So when we're counting 8th notes and we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, usually upstrokes will happen on the ands. So let's start really simply and start adding in some upstrokes. So we're going to play the G major chord and we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4 and. 1, 2, 3, 4 and. So we're going to put the upstroke on the and. Let's try that. That's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and. 1, 2, 3, 4 and. 1, 2, 3, 4 and. So you can see that my arm keeps moving, the same speed, same motion, and I'm hitting those downstrokes evenly. The upstrokes are coming in at the and of 4. So let's start adding some more chords and continue with that pattern. So we're going to play G 4 times, and then we're going to put an upstroke on the and. Then we'll play D 4 times, and the upstroke on the and then C the same way. Let's turn on the metronome and play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and. A really interesting thing about upstrokes is that they also help you when you're making your chord changes. Now here's a little secret that I'll tell you that not a lot of people are aware of when they're first starting. When you play those upstrokes, because you're only catching the top couple of strings, that actually means that you can start moving the lower notes sooner. For example, when I play the G chord, when I hit the upstroke, because I'm only hitting those two strings, it'll sound the same whether these fingers are on those frets or not. So listen to this. So as I do the upstroke, I can lift these fingers off, and that gives me a head start to get ready for the next chord. So if you watch as I do that again, you'll see how that works. So as you can see, that can really help to smooth out the sound because there's no dead space in between the chords. Now let's add some upstrokes on some of the other ands. So let's put one in between 2 and 3. So we'll play 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Let's turn on the metronome and try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 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 1. Now let's go back to one of the other exercises that we did with those 3 chords and add in some upstrokes. So previously, we played one where we played G for 2 beats, D for 2 beats, and C for 4. So we're going to do the same thing this time. We're going to add in the upstrokes on the ands after 2 and after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. You can try that same technique and mix up the chords that we've learned. So if you want, you can play G first, and then C, and then D, or D first, and then C, and then G. Just mix it up, try some different things, get used to changing chords from one to the other and adding in those upstrokes.